Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Michael Pinchansky. I'm the Vice President of Global Business Development here at CGS for our Shop Floor Control Division. Before we get started and I introduce our other team members, I just wanted to thank WTIN for hosting this webinar, and thank you to everybody who's joined. And we look forward to interacting with each of you. Again, Michael Pinchansky, I want to introduce Mihaela Coopsi, who's our Vice President of Manufacturing Systems here at CGS Shop Floor Control, and also Joey Knight, who is our Sales Director here at Shop Floor Control. So today we're going to spend roughly an hour just walking through digitizing your factory floor, and namely 4 steps to transform your factory floor through the eyes of our solution and through the eyes of our customers in the industry. So first, I just wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about CGS. Who is CGS? For those of you who may or may not be familiar, CGS is a global company headquartered here in New York, where I'm calling from. We were founded in 1984, puts us just over about 37 years young. With over 7,500 employees worldwide, 3,500 customers, a global presence that spans more than 40 countries, an average tenure of each of those customers of 10 or more years, and a 90% plus client retention. Why do I bring that up? We're a long-standing company with a solid reputation in the technology industry. And a high level of focus on customer satisfaction across all of the different divisions in our company. The different divisions that we offer are applications, learning, and outsourcing, as you can see here. So the applications division, which is the group that we're a part of, is our software arm. So here at CGS, we work very hard to develop different products and services for the industry, namely apparel, fashion, footwear, and we'll go into a little bit of that in further detail. We also have a learning division, which is a very progressive, augmented reality, virtual training segment, where we work with some of the largest companies in the world to digitize some of their educational experiences. And the third portion is outsourcing. So CGS is a very large provider of outsourced services and call centers all around the world. So it's possible that if any time you needed maybe support from one of the services that you have, that you picked up the phone and actually got support from a CGS employee. So those are the 3 divisions within the company. And again, today we're going to dive deeper into the application side of things and specifically shop floor control. So who does CGS as a company work with? So some of the brightest brands in the industry we're proud to name as our customers. And this list continues to grow on a daily basis. If you follow CGS, we put out a lot of press on newest customers. We're proud of our customers. We're proud of the relationships, but just wanted to put some up here to name a few so that you can see. And again, if you look, we're very predominant in the apparel and fashion space. So what are the industry challenges, and hopefully some of which why you're here today listening, especially on the manufacturing side and in the digitization of the shop floor control. So first and foremost, we want to eliminate time lost to off-standard, non-productive activities in the manufacturing process. Second, we want to see in real time where products are across your production operation. So at what stage is production happening? Where are our bottlenecks? How can we prevent them? How can we get better performance out of our factory and all the way down to an operator level? We also want to make sure that we're managing fair and ethical practices, especially through benefits such as incentive payroll, which advanced shop floor control system can be highly effective in managing. And last but not least, we want to boost productivity. And there are various ways that you can go about doing that, making your employees happier, getting more productivity out of them, making them feel better, and ultimately benefiting you and your customers. So we're going to talk about that as well. So how do you bring digital technology to the factory floor in a way that's truly transformative? One. Sorry, Mihaela, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Michael. I want to give you the summary of what we are going to see in the following minutes. So we'll recommend, as Michael said, the 4 steps to transform digitally your factory floor. And we'll start basically to understand and answer to your question, Michael, how we can do that. So first of all, let's explain a little bit about shop floor control technology. This is the key to digital transform fashion and sewn products factory floor. Information, fashion, apparel, and consumer goods manufacturers needs to know always our products and order status, payroll expenses, work in progress, manufacturing variances, employee absenteeism, production bottlenecks and delays. This information and other KPIs are a must to be accurate, reliable, and available exactly when you need to take decision and act on all important business matters. Without this knowledge, it's very tough to keep the customer informed. You have to plan and you have to see the problems and take decision to tackle them now. It is very hard to compete. So let's start and review one by one these steps and have few details to define what we are recommending for you today. First step, we'll stop to explore the shop floor control. And I want to mention here again, shop floor control technology is known as production management, piecework payroll, manufacturing execution software. This system offers to fashion and consumer good manufacturers a way to capture, track, analyze, and benefit from variable production information real time. Latest technology of shop floor control will run with wireless network, touchscreen mobile devices placed on each workstation. Operators will use these smart devices for clocking in and out, will scan production or bundles, will start tracking individual productivity because operators will know exactly how they are performing against expectations and will track progress toward productivity-based incentive pay real time. This technology is cloud-based. It's an application for supervisor, manager, executives to access real-time information regarding production status, workforce utilization, quality performance, payroll statistics, and will be available in any PC, tablet, or smartphone to see this information up to the minute and take decisions for any business challenges. Customers as well will take the benefit because they will have accurate, immediate answers to the question, where is my work order? So these are for exploring the shop floor technology. But let's move on to the next step and see how shop floor can leverage benefits. So if we move to the step number 2, we can say that shop floor provides ways to gain competitive advantage and solve your toughest business challenges. Benefits are originated from greater visibility, control, understanding of production variables with impact beyond the factory. Fast speed, great flexibility from shop floor control will influence the customer experience, will have an impact over sales and overall supply chain. But let's mention a few of them. Real-time process and KPIs transparency, significant productivity gains, cost reduction and control, advanced analytics, workforce empowerment, quick, more effective line balancing, bottleneck prevention or minimization, efficient machines maintenance and repairs, incentive payroll automation, responsive manufacturing, better business decision making, exactly what we said based on the information real time, faster identification and resolution of the quality issues, support, of course, for sustainability and compliance. And the step number 3, we learn how to measure and how shop floor will deliver a return of investment, so ROI. Return of investment comes in many forms. There is an increased output and corresponding ability to earn more revenue in shorter period of time. Increased productivity, we have to mention for each operator, between 5 and 25%. There is less payroll overpayment due to errors, and we can see the reduce the excess labor by 10 to 30%, while these errors are reduced 1 to 4%. There is less non-productive end of standard time because we measure and control them. Work in progress means more products are finished sooner, are triggering earlier invoicing and payments. So we can see an improvement between 10 to 30%. But I think the most important is when companies leverage shop floor control technology, they can move quicker to evaluate capacity, plan, and size new business opportunities. I want to highlight again quality problems detected earlier and the cost of quality reduction. How we achieve the factory of the future today? We are talking beautifully about these benefits, how to get there. Let's see. Shop floor control technology delivers factory digitization, connects people to mission critical information about production, operator performance, products, and overall manufacturing needs. Here are a few selection criteria for you to keep in mind when you are looking for the best shop floor control solution to fit your business needs. First of all, I want to stop to ease of use. Look for KPIs, operator instructions, dashboards, screen views users will understand and will like. Next will be enterprise scale shop floor control with cloud-based management application. Multi-plant business needs enterprise solution with the strength and functionality to manage global factory locations. Wireless installation is another important point with Industry 4.0 readiness. Portability, mobility are essential qualifiers in modern shop floor control technology. Ask your provider about availability of shop or of Industry 4.0 capabilities, display videos, or integration with the smart machines. System integration, very important. Shop floor control technology you will select for your factory digitization should integrate with costing, engineering, payroll, have to have built-in interfaces with ERP, PLM, and business intelligence. So shop floor control will be available and able to export production data in Excel, CSV, PDF formats as your business requires. Advanced analytics, very important, with the data collected using the smart terminals across the floor. You will use BI tools to create your reports, analyze variances, identify patterns, and of course, anticipate opportunities. Why is BlueCherry shop floor control so important for manufacturers? Well, the new shop floor control technology, in a summary, offers transformational benefits for digitizing factory floor. There are no more ways we can manage this industry with yesterday data or making decision with the production of last week reports. We need a shop floor control technology to gain the following advantages: real-time visibility to all production activity exactly when they take place, process and earnings transparency for management, CSR compliance transparency for retailers and brands, increased productivity and efficiency with reduce of standard and downtime, which is controlled by the shop floor control technology, enhanced analytical capability to solve complex problems, identify trends, and improve overall performance, great agility and responsiveness to pivot with business challenges, changes, and new opportunities. Here we have to say that 10 to 30% reduction in excess labor costs will be recorded. Then you're gonna gain 20 to 50% improvement in piecework operator performance, 2 to 5% elimination and the lost time at the clocking, and 1 to 4% in the payroll computational errors. Well, my question for you is, are you ready now to take the lead and transform your factory floor? With that, I want to pass over to Joey, and we'll continue to discuss about many details we offer to you today.
Thank you, Mihaela and Michael. Yeah, just want to talk to you now. We're going to go a little bit deeper. I know Michael and Mihaela have certainly given a great overview of the system and posed many great questions about why someone would not want to use shop floor control, certainly when it's such a great benefit to their business. I want to talk about some of the businesses and some of the industries that we serve. And just say this, the BlueCherry shop floor control is not limited to apparel. Yes, we cut our teeth on apparel. That's where we got our start. And it is a huge, huge part of our business still to this day, obviously. But any manufacturer with engineered standards will benefit greatly from BlueCherry shop floor control. The benefits you will see, the workers will see, management will see, engineering will see, supervision will see. We like to say that we don't just make operators more efficient, we make the entire team and the entire factory more efficient. So we talked a little bit about the global reach. I know Michael touched on it a little bit, the global reach of BlueCherry shop floor control. We have installed over 200,000 of our terminals, which is really the meat of the system. And we'll show you a little bit more of that as we go along. We've installed over 200,000 of these terminals worldwide. And the beauty of it is that our customers' ROIs are generally between 6 to 12 months. So obviously everyone's in business to make money. And you don't want to make an investment that you're not going to reap the benefits from for 2 or 3 years. So with BlueCherry shop floor control, and I can speak from experience here, I was actually an engineer that used the solution for 10 years before I came to work here. You will see your ROI very quickly with the system. We talked about, and then Mihaela touched on, reduction in excess costs of 10 to 30%. So obviously with rising efficiencies, you're going to lower your excess costs. It's less money you have to pay to make up an operator to a minimum wage or to a company minimum. A little bit about our team. Obviously, we have, as Michael mentioned, we've been around for quite some time, 40 years of industry experience. Implementations, we've made implementations over 20 countries worldwide. All of our team, the 3 of us, and the rest of our extensive BlueCherry shop floor team have deep experience across all types of manufacturing, and most have been engineers or managers in the past. So we can feel your pain and feel your pain points of the things that cause you issues from day to day in a manufacturing environment. So we'll talk a little bit about our BlueCherry shop floor control customers here. We obviously couldn't touch on every single one, but we did want to just throw some highlights up here for you. Canada Goose at the top left, obviously a very large manufacturer of heavy coats, winter coats. VF down at the bottom right has been a customer of ours for many, many years now. And as we talked about these terminals that we'll be showing you more of, I think VF has about 6,000 or 7,000 of these terminals worldwide. Canada Goose has around 5,000 of them. But I do want to make a point. You don't have to be a large manufacturer for our solution to be a benefit. We have customers with as few as 30 terminals in a factory. So the solution, the BlueCherry shop floor control real-time solution, is a benefit to any manufacturer, whether they're big or whether they're small. Now I wanted to just show you a quick video about this, lasts around 1 minute. And it's just going to show you some overview of the system. A little bit of what you'll see here is the supervisor tablets. You'll see what we call big screen displays that report production out on the manufacturing floor. But the biggest thing you'll see here, I think, is you'll see the operator terminals. And as I mentioned, the terminals are the meat of the system. It's where everything is recorded, where the operators scan the cards, and production is updated. Payroll is updated if you choose to use payroll within the system. Payroll is updated. Efficiencies are updated. Everything in real time for the operators, for the supervisors, and for the managers as well. So let's show you this real quick video. So like I said, that's just an overview of the system. And all of these things will be a huge contributor to helping make your factory a smart factory, giving you the information that you need in real time so that you don't have to rely on reports from yesterday to see what happened in your factory. So, you know, what we like to say is why BlueCherry shop floor control? What are the benefits? What are the key things that you're going to see from putting in our solution? And we'll talk a little bit more about this as we go along. Improved line balancing and operator utilization. The system is very intuitive. It keeps track of historical information, obviously, as well as real-time information. We'll go a little bit more into that as we go a little bit further. Improved quality. The solution keeps track of every piece going through the factory and who actually did that work. So if you have quality issues, it's very easy to isolate that problem and figure out who actually made that defect. And it could be a machine issue, whatever it might be. You can go back and fix it a lot quicker without running up your repairs or defect rate too badly. Reduction in indirect labor costs. A lot of the things that operators do are indirect labor, such as, you know, in a lot of factories, I'm not saying this applies to everyone, but in a lot of factories, operators, they have a big ticket that comes with the work, and they have to search that big ticket for their particular coupon, peel it off, peel it on, stick it onto another sheet, then it gets turned into a payroll department at the end of the day. With our solution, that every operation is located on the card that you saw in the video the operator scanning. So the terminal itself is set to a default job for that particular operator. So they just scan that card. The system knows which job to pull up, and it automatically logs production at that time. And if I know that a lot of people do more than one job on one machine. So we've made it very simple to change jobs if an operator is doing more than one job on a machine. So just if you saw on that video, they have job cards. So if they go to switch jobs, all they do is scan that next job card. And the system knows, okay, I'm not reading job A anymore, I'm reading job B. And reduction in cost of payroll computation is another thing, because as they scan those cards, payroll is computed at that time. So what we like to say is empowered operators are more productive. They have this roadmap right in front of them that tells them how they're performing, how are they doing. At any time during the day, they can check their efficiency, they can check their pay, and the system will count down the clock. As soon as the operator scans that card, the system begins counting down. So it gives them pacing for consistency and productivity. As we mentioned a minute ago, less admin time of having to find stickers and peel them and stick them again. Shorter training and retraining time. The system comes with, I think it's 25 training curves the system comes with. And so you can set operators up in their own training curve, and the system knows how to advance that operator each week according to the training curve parameters, so that when operators scan their cards, it's not calculating based on 100% that week. It's calculated based on wherever they should be in their training curve at that time. And to me, one of the biggest benefits, at least for me as an engineer and a plant manager all those years, the biggest benefit was it improves earnings and lowers turnover. So as managers, everyone knows what turnover can do to a factory. It's a huge, huge cost. And I think a lot of people turn a blind eye to it sometimes because they just accept it as part of the manufacturing processes. But with our solution and with the system giving the feedback to the operators, it definitely improves your turnover because you've got happier employees who are going to stay with you much longer periods of time. So we've talked a lot about operators and improving their earnings, their morale. But we like to say, as I mentioned earlier, the system makes everybody better. With the real-time analytics and the KPI dashboard, functional drill down, we're going to go into some of those screens here in a moment. It is a web-based tool. So wherever you are as a manager in the world and you want to see how your team or how your factory is performing, you just call it up on your phone, on your PC, your laptop, tablet. The system is very flexible and it is web-based, so you can see how your departments and how your factory is running, even if you're not there. So basically, which departments benefit from shop floor control, and where's the best place to install shop floor control? Well, certainly we're not isolated to one area. The cutting room obviously starts out in the cutting room. With scanning, we have what we call a flexible incentive. So if you want to pay your cutting room employees by an incentive as well, obviously cutting room incentives are a lot different than sewing incentives. There's a lot more variables involved in cutting incentives, such as inches cut, yards or meters spread, how many cutouts, how many defects. All those things are part of our flexible incentives module. So we also are used in many dye houses, garment wash areas, finishing areas, quality, and I left out the most important one, sewing, which is Actually, you can run our solution individual incentive or team incentive. Either way works, or you can have a combination of both within the same factory. So either individual or teams, several different payroll variabilities, variables, excuse me. If you want to have an attendance bonus or quality bonus, you can do all of that with the system as well. This is some of the big screen displays that we showed you a little bit on the video a few moments ago. This is one of the big screen displays, one of our customers in Guatemala on the left. On the right, one of our customers in Sri Lanka. I know the factory in Sri Lanka has probably at least 50 of these in their factory now. Most people put the big screens within one section or one department, and the system actually updates every 30 seconds or so with real-time information of how the team is performing based on their attendance, based on the efficiency, obviously, how many units versus the target have they done, how many people are now in an off-standard mode. Of course, off-standard is a big factor in managing your plant. But it's a very flexible, the big screen is customizable. So if you want to put individual operators up there, not just a team summary, but if you want individual operators to show their hourly production, or you want to wish somebody a happy birthday in the team, for example, you can do all of that with the big screen reporting tool that we all love. And I don't know how many of you have seen this or have done this in the past, maybe. Certainly, I've seen it a lot in factories where people go around, you have a person designated every hour to go around and take up production, manually take it up and write it on a sheet and go to a whiteboard and put it up on a dry erase board every hour's production. The big screen will allow you to do away with that indirect labor and will allow you to, or the big screen will actually record that for you and post it on the big screens for everyone to see. So we'll talk a little bit about, we spoke a little bit about the dashboard of the system. This is our new web-based solution. And it's really designed for managers and supervisors and engineers. And this is the reporting tool for example, what you're looking at here is the entire factory. This will be the plant managers or plant superintendent screen. As when they sign on, they're able to see how each department is running in real time. For example, how many people are here, how many people are absent. And then it'll allow you to, as a manager or the supervisor, let me just say that the supervisor, of course, would be isolated to their own department, but they would have this access as well. And it allows you to do a deeper dive. So if, as a supervisor, you want to be, or a manager, you want to go into line 9. Now this will show you, okay, there's 26 people clocked in, 11 people absent. That's a terrible absentee rate. I would hate that as a manager. It tells you your production versus your target. And this next screen, or this next block here is very important to me. Time utilization. It tells you how many hours you've been on standard for the day and how many hours you've been off standard for the day. And we didn't go into a real deep dive on the function of the terminal itself. We did talk about scanning, obviously, and it updates production, but it's a touch screen. So let's say an operator is having an issue with off standard time of some sort. Obviously it would be great within a day's time if you could run through the entire day and never have any issues that took you in an off standard mode, but that's just not realism, is it? So we'll talk about an operator touching the screen when, let's say, they're sewing and they start having thread breaks, and it's an issue that's causing them to lose production. The terminal will allow them to touch the screen, select the issue they're having. A box will drop down and it will be created by you, and the operator can actually select what issue they're having. The supervisor can see that in real time and the reaction much faster than the old way. So all of that's in real time. But once the operator, what I'm going to talk about here, the operator, once they touch that screen, that off standard begins being recorded at that time. And so for an engineering team, a management team, it is very critical to have that information to know what is costing you time. So the system will break that down as well. You can view the details of what are the issues giving you these 82 hours of off standard time. So, and like Mihaela mentioned earlier, everything's exportable into reporting. You can create your own reports with our BI tool as well. So your production here shows you every hour, your target and your goal, your quality numbers, your low outputs in terms of units, and your low output performers. And also doesn't show it here, but it'll show you your high performers as well. So the system from an operator standpoint will allow you to create more or less a simulated line. It's not a design CAD program or anything like that, but it will allow you to create a simulated line. And you can see if your line's getting out of balance, more or less. It shows each operator what their efficiency is for the day and the subsequent operation. Are they feeding them? Are they getting enough work? Do we need to make some adjustments? And we'll show you some of that here in just a moment as well. An engineering standpoint, everything is new and updated, very easy to navigate. Obviously, your jobs and your operations, of course, go into creating your styles. It's so much better now and so much easier than when I was engineering, when you had to manually keep all of that stuff in. Now everything is drop and drag, and it's just a much easier, user-friendly solution than we had in the past. You can import photos of your styles, and of course, going into your styles, it will actually show you the job master and allow you to modify very, very easily your styles and create new styles. Employee maintenance from an HR standpoint is a very simple process. You can import photos of your employees and shows you whether they're hourly or salaried, how frequently do they get paid, what language do you want the system to speak to them in, as there's 6 standard languages out of the box, but we can actually accommodate 6,500 languages worldwide with a little programming. So all of this is it's a very nice HR program for your HR folks to use as well. On the tablet, the supervisors would carry a tablet. You might have seen in the video, we showed you at first. On the tablet itself, the supervisors can actually approve any type of off-standard request that the operator might have. So the operator doesn't have to get up, go find their supervisor somewhere. All of that is wasted time. So the supervisor has access to that on their tablet. They're able to do an off-standard approval from their tablet. They also can do overtime approval. So if they have people working overtime, they're able to approve that from their tablet as well. And as we said, just making everyone more efficient and less wasted time in the factory itself. We talked just a little bit. I mentioned it earlier about line balancing. So as I mentioned earlier, the system is very intuitive. We have obviously with real-time information is always there and kept for management supervision to have instant access to, but it keeps a great historical record of information as well. So you can, if your line as a supervisor, if your line is getting out of balance, you can pull up your particular line and you can see, for example, in this particular line, there's, I don't know, 7, 8 jobs here. And it shows you each job and how they are performing today against their target. And so basically anything in green, it's saying if they continue at this current pace, they will exceed their target. So it will actually give you a projected number. For example, this first one, target is 5,500 and expected is almost 5,700. So they're in good shape, no problem. All the other jobs, blue means they should meet their target within a 10% range. Green, they're exceeding the target, but red, you know, you have an issue. You definitely have an issue if something is showing up in red. So the system would allow the supervisor to go in, select that particular job, and the system would bring up a list of people in the factory that have performed this job in the past, that aren't currently doing it now, but have performed this job in the past, and it will actually rank them in order of performance, quality, numbers, efficiency, all of that will rank these operators, and it would let these operators, or let the supervisor know these are your options. So let's say the supervisor picks number one to move it. The system would say, okay, based on their past performance, you need to move them for 2.5 hours, and then you'll reach your goal on this particular job. But it will actually take it one step further than that as well. And it will say, okay, if you move them off their current job, this is what it would do to that particular job as well. So you have both sets of information to make your decision, to base your decision on. So the system does that. Obviously, it doesn't go out, select the operator and move them, but it gives you the information that you need to make informed decisions in real time. This is just wanted to talk a little bit about one of our big customers, which is over in Sri Lanka, Star Garment Company, which is part of Comar. They've been a customer now, I think, for a little over 5 years. But what they have seen is tremendous results. And these are some of the things that we talked with their managing director, and he gave us some of these KPIs to go by. Obviously, as I mentioned, a very large customer, a very big customer, 1.2 million pieces produced monthly. They have 14 manufacturing plants and over 8,000 employees in their company. So what they've said to us is that the system enables STAR's management team to make informed decisions faster, delivers access to real-time shop floor information, leading to faster problem resolution, unproductive time reduction, as we talked about, better productivity, and cost reduction as well. They have seen tremendous success with the system. They have seen double-digit gains in efficiency. Now that's really a fantastic. That's why you get an ROI of between 6 to 12 months. Really, there's a lot of things that give you better efficiency, but when the operators are getting double-digit gains in efficiency, obviously it is a true testament, and it's where you get your ROI so good. Eliminated. This is an amazing stat to me. Eliminated 90% of all standard time. I mean, gave clearer real-time visibility to order status, and certainly if some of the folks listening today would like a deeper dive demo, we can certainly go into all of that for you in a live system and show you all of those things. And supervision, management, and operators are all more cohesive, which is really what we're shooting for. It's really, it's the factory. It's a factory of the future. They're a smart factory now, and they have all the tools they need, and they're getting better every single day. And as you see here, what Suku told us, the real-time data enables people at various levels. I want to emphasize that, various levels, from production workers to supervisors to managers, to make informed versus informal decisions. When you're able to make decisions quickly, your productivity goes up. and it is a chain reaction. And to me, I always felt like, man, this is so much more than a luxury to have real-time shop floor, the BlueCherry real-time shop floor system. It's a necessity. When you look at after a year's time, what this has done to help your company and to help your bottom line, like Suku says here, you end up with higher productivity ends up in a reduction of costs. It's a change, and you get a fantastic payback. So what have we covered today? Obviously, my colleagues have done a fantastic job. Explore, leverage, measure, and achieve the factory of the future. Different industries can benefit from shop floor control. Different industries, doesn't have to be apparel. Obviously, we're a great fit for apparel, but we're a great fit for any manufacturer. Double-digit gains in efficiency, 90% off standard time, clear real-time visibility to order status. So with that, I will thank you for being here and being with us today, and I'll turn it back over to the team.
Thank you so much for that, Joey. So we're going to do a quick Q&A session now. So just starting with one of our first questions, what types of customers does CGS support in the manufacturing industry?
Sure. So I could take that. So the answer is numerous types. So the system, first and foremost, is agnostic. So if you're in a various type of manufacturing industry across, as we mentioned in some of the examples, hard goods, soft goods, apparel, footwear, headwear, uniforms, you name it, we've touched it. As I've mentioned, our strength and focus, just long-term experience is predominant in the apparel and fashion industry, but we do expand well into other industries as well.
That's brilliant. Thank you very much. Where are your customers located?
So our customers are all over the world, as are our teams. So I think you heard, some of the team talking about different regions, but we're very strong in North America, specifically US, Canada. We have a really good presence across Latin America, specifically Central America. We've got some real recent expansion in the Middle East. We support Europe and Asia as well. And our teams, as I mentioned earlier, when I got on board, I'm here in New York. Joey's here in the US as well, in the southern states. Mihaela is up in Canada. We have teams over in India, teams in Mexico. So we have centrally located teams to be able to deploy and support our customers from CGS directly. So we do not outsource our implementation. We do not outsource any of our services. Everything is CGS owned, and therefore we have strategically deployed teams all across the world.
That's brilliant. Thank you very much for that. How long does it take to implement and see results?
I can take that. So for the implementation process, we use the train-the-trainer approach. We use the project plan. We have a documentation which we share with the customer upfront, user manual for smart terminals, for the web application, and we support the customer to learn with us for maybe 2-3 months, and they will see the results right away. We start scanning, and then we start recording the data for a performance analysis immediately, and you can see the results in about 6 weeks. Already you can see 5, 8, 15%, and coming up, the productivity efficiency increase.
That's brilliant. Thank you very much. Next question is, do you integrate with other systems such as ERP or payroll?
Absolutely. Yes, we use APIs, and we integrate with any payroll system. We have so many customers and across the world, and they use several payroll system, of course with ERP, because ERP will feed shop floor control with the information needed to start production. as production work order number, quantity, and styles. So yes, the answer is yes, and as well with PLM if we need.
That's brilliant. Thank you so much. Next question. How do we get, how would you recommend a company to get their operators to embrace a system like this?
Sure. So, number one, I think Mihaela just addressed some of that in our approach. So I want to say that first and foremost, our team is from the industry specifically. So we have, lived in the shoes of manufacturers for many, many years. Many of us have worked in factories and on the floors ourselves. So, we understand the mentality of, how the operators come to rely on, A, their performance, and B, a system. So anybody is obviously naturally resistant to change, but what we've learned is that as the operators get more comfortable with the system like this, they actually learn to trust the system. And when you build that trust, then they feel that their performance will be accurately reflected, and then they can actually perform better, earn better, and at the end of the day, everybody wins. So it happens over a period of time, but we also make sure that we are in the factories as part of the implementation there, hand-holding that implementation, making sure that everybody feels the mutual success. So there's various ways we go about that, but generally we've seen a lot of openness to our system. So.
That's brilliant. Thank you so much. And we'll just finish on this one final question, if that's okay with you guys.
Sure.
What is the best way to contact CGS to learn more?
Fantastic question. I would say the easiest way is through our website, which is cgsinc.com. If you go to our website, you'll notice a few things. Number one, we have a live chat that you can engage with. And number two, we have a contact us form. If you fill out the contact us form, and you put the nature of your inquiry as shop floor control, it will automatically get routed to the appropriate teams here at CGS, and somebody will contact you very quickly to schedule an initial conversation, and then we can go from there.
Fabulous. That's great. Thank you so much for your time today, everyone. That does conclude the webinar. And again, I will be sending out a version of the recording to everyone within the next week. So
Fantastic.
We'll finish that today. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone,
Everybody.
for joining.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.